My name is Terry Luker, and I came through the CCTG training in December of 2013. Prior to that, I'd had a 21-year career in the automotive industry, everything from starting out as a salesman and working my way up to a general manager, and then also owning part of a dealership. You know, it's been an interesting journey, and everybody wants to talk about how much money that you made. Well, I want to talk about how much money that we've made, but also look at the commercial loan volume that we've done, because I think that's important. In our first year, in 2014, we did $20 million in commercial loans, and that was pretty much by myself, and we brought in just over $600,000 in revenue. In our second year, added a person or two, and we did $30 million in commercial loans, and we did about $800,000 in revenue in our company. In our third year in the business, we did over $90 million in commercial loans, and we did over $800,000 in revenue. But in 2016, we did $1.2 million in revenue, and we did over $100 million in commercial loans. So every year, our business has steadily increased in loan production and also in the revenue that we've been able to generate. You know, it's interesting the amount of money that we've made on certain deals, and there's some that stick out. You know, one that sticks out to me that was really a game changer for my company was when we refinanced an apartment complex. It wasn't a big loan, it was only a $4.2 million loan, but it was the process that we went through to get that loan closed and done, and it was my largest commission at the time. It paid us $142,000, so it was a pretty exciting time for us when we did that. But recently we closed a $30 million refinance on a great hotel project here in Tennessee, and we got an unbelievable loan to value for that client. The client was looking for a little bit larger loan to value than is typical, and we did that, and we closed it through a local community bank, so we were really excited about that. In addition to that, I did a $76 million acquisition in early 2015 for a client that we've now closed 8 different loans for. So it's been a very, very interesting journey in regards to the types of deals that we've done and the commissions that we've made. You know, it's interesting. When I first went through the Commercial Capital Training Group, I wasn't sure where it was going to go, but I was really excited to be involved in helping people refinance properties and things like that. I enjoy the finance world. But my oldest son is a business graduate from the University of Alabama, and other than about 18 months, you know, he graduated in December of 2006, and other than those 18 months, he's worked with me. So when I opened this business, you know, he was in another state and obviously wasn't working with me. He was still in the automotive industry. And I was about a year and a half in, and he called me one time and he says, I'd like to just come and see you. And I said, well, son, you don't need an invitation to come and see your dad. Come on. He said, no, I want to come see you. I want to shadow what you're doing in the business, and I want to see if it's something that I would enjoy. And so he did. He came down, he spent a week with me, going around to different meetings with me and seeing what that we did every day in our business. And he goes home, and a week later he calls and says, we want to move to Middle Tennessee and we want to work with you at ACS. And it's been an exciting time for us. He's such a key part of our business now. You know, he handles our lender relationships. It truly is a family business now, because even his wife, Julie, is in our credit team, and we've taught her to be a credit analyst. She's the only credit team member that we have that's not a former bank employee. And so we're really proud that we are a family-oriented business trying to grow, you know, our company. You know, there's a lot of programs out there, I'm sure. I honestly don't know who they are. I know that I vetted the Commercial Capital Training Group program and really was excited about going. And other people have told me that there's other programs out there that are less expensive, they're not near as long to go to and things like that. But what I can say is this: I'm 4 years a graduate of that program. Today still, I pick up the phone, I call Chris, I call John, I call Mike, I call any of the folks at CCTG. My phone call is going to be answered, and they're going to talk to me as if I graduated last week. It's been a great 4-year relationship. My websites are all maintained by Alex and his group with CCTG. I will tell you that on the recommendation of a CFO, we shopped their pricing. We couldn't beat their pricing and the quality of the site that they provide to us. So now not only are they handling our ACS website, but they're also underwriting and building our FCC website. And our plans are in 2018 is to move the Bank Access website so that they can manage that that website as well. So I'll tell you that it's not a one and done. They're not looking just to get my money and then be done with me. It's truly a relationship experience, and they're as excited for me when with the success that our company is having as they are with their own success. So I couldn't be happier with the relationship that Chris and John and Mike and the whole team at CCTG provides for me. Yeah, I think one of the neat experiences that I can remember is when John took us and broke us into teams and gave us a deal and said, okay, here's what the deal, here's who your client is, now figure out what's the best financing solution for that client. I thought that was a unique part of the training where we had it was an actual deal that had been completed. They didn't tell us what type of loan was done. What they said is, what type of loan would you do to get the client the funding that they're needing? And so I thought that was a really unique experience. We were there early in the mornings and we stayed, into the afternoons and the evenings. And yeah, it was tough going there on a Sunday morning and knew you had a flight out that afternoon, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was a great experience. And I still draw on some of those experiences that I got through the training class. Wow, all I can tell you is that my life today, 4 years after the CCTG training, is nothing like I pictured it would be even while I was going through the CCTG training. It's truly been an incredible journey. We've built an amazing company. We are recognized by many community banks and lenders as a go-to source. It's amazing to me that 54% of our business at ACS now comes to us through bank referrals. That would have never happened if I hadn't gone through the CCTG training. Well, as I mentioned earlier this year, we acquired a company called Bank Access. And Bank Access is a conglomerate of community banks that hire us basically to find them commercial loans, underwrite those commercial loans, and then present them out on a platform for them to purchase. So we actually become the sales arm for those community banks, and we really like that product. It's really growing. We're adding new banks. As a matter of fact, we added a new bank today that we're pretty excited about. So that's another part of our company. In addition to that, we're opening our own funding company. It's Franklin Commercial Capital. It is in formation at the time. It's going to be a Tennessee Business Industrial Development Company. So we'll have ACS, we'll have FCC, and we'll have My Bank Access. And all three of those companies work together simply to find financing solutions for business owners that are trying to grow and expand their business. This is a really tough question for me, but something that we take very seriously. We have worked with brokers because a lot of brokers find out who we are and they call us and they ask us to work with them, and we've been very successful in helping some brokers fund some deals they haven't been able to fund. What we've discovered during that time is the brokers that have never attended CCTG, they're at such a disadvantage because they really don't have an understanding of how commercial loan brokering should work and how it should be. We've had brokers call us and they've already taken a rather large fee up front from a client and they have no solution for them. And we're real quick to point out that we don't work with brokers that have already taken a fee. We just don't believe in that. But we're really to the point to where we're about to instigate a new program or install a new program to where if the broker's not a CCTG graduate, we're simply not going to work with them. And it's because we just don't have the time to try to teach them the things that they would have learned and got an understanding of at the CCTG Training Center. So that's really should tell you a lot about what we feel about the training program. We think it's a necessity. That's why I sent my son through the program. He joined our company and a month later we sent him to school, up there because I really believed it was that important for someone to attend the CCTG training. I guess the last words that I would have for you would be that it was a lot of money for me to attend CCTG. And I was starting a new business, so it was a pretty big outlay, of the expenses that I was going to have in starting my new business. But I can tell you they didn't charge me enough, because it's made such a difference in my life and helped us build such a great business that I'll be able to pass down to my family, and it will change us generationally in our family. So we're really excited about it, and really continue to feel the support and the love that we get from the CCDG family.